What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to go over some pop flashes on cash. So starting off here with aim in, if you want to flash your teammate in off the start of the spawn, if you just want to push in for information, you can aim this in right. So right as you're running up, you can just come right into this brick wall and aim right at this line, top of the line, and it'll flash in pretty deep, so anyone rounding the corner is going to see it and they'll be blinded. Now, you could also throw that flash from anywhere along this wall. You just go anywhere along the wall and just aim at one of these lines. You can flash them pretty good. If you're quad and your teammates fork and you hear someone aim in and starts walking, what you do, and you want to get flash in, what you do is come to this corner, aim pretty much anywhere along this line, throw. This one isn't going to land as deep, but it's going to be pretty high up, so it'll be over the box, and it'll get anyone coming around this corner. Some flashes you could do on A site if they're coming out. You just bounce them off the wall like that. You could also throw this flash like that. The problem with that one, that makes a lot of hit points, so they'll be able to hear that and react to it, but it works sometimes. And another one, if you're on top of this box, you can just crouch and aim right at that, or right below it actually, and I'll bounce right off there. If they smoked off back fork like that, and they're coming into the site in your truck, and you're not really of much of a help for your teammate who's on site, you could ask for a flash, and you just kind of aim along the line with the chimney and do a run throw. This will land in front of red box, so you can swing out with it like that, and it'll blind pretty much anyone running into sight like that, and it'll be pretty easy to go for them. If you want to flash your teammate into Squeaky, what you could do is come right in front of Toxic Barrels and aim right below the light. What this will do, this will bounce and come out pretty deep, getting anyone rounding the corner here. And you could combine it with having your teammate open the door right as the flash is about here, so it'll fly in, and if anyone's in Squeaky, they're going to look towards Squeaky, the Squeaky door, and it's just going to fly in and blind them. And flashing out of A main as a T, there's two flashes you can do, and you're not going to want to do the second one alone by itself unless you know there's only a guy quad and no one fork, because that one doesn't really come out of A main itself, and you'll see in a second. But this is the first one. This is going to go deep and flash anyone with fork. Just look at the little piece that's holding up the wires right in the doorway. Throw. That one's going to flash a little deeper and get anyone with fork. This next one, you just want to come up to this like mark in the wall, this little scratch, and aim right at this piece on the vent and do a double click. This is going to bounce and flash kind of inside A main, so it won't get anyone that's playing fork. The other one flash kind of out there, and even if they're playing that close angle, it'll get them. This one's really just going to focus on the guys who are playing sight and quad, because if they're playing quad, that other flash might be too deep and not get them, or if they're playing this close angle, it won't get them. So that's what the second flash does. So you could do that with a teammate and do it at the same time, and it'll be really effective. If there's a smoke down A main, you can flash out just by coming up to this wall, just standing and throwing it. This one will just bounce right out of A main, and actually it goes a little shallow. You aim a little higher, it'll go out farther. So this will just bounce right out into A main, right out of A main, and it'll get anyone playing fork as well. If you're retaking mid from highway and you want to flash someone quad, you can just look in this crack while you're running up and throw. And if you want to flash someone that's fork, you just bounce flash off the red box. This one will blind anyone who's playing fork, and the one that goes quad, it bounces really deep, so even if they're playing a super close angle like this, it'll blind them. If you want to smoke mid from A site, there's two ways you can do it. One, if you're over there, And one, if you're right here, you just aim at the little crane. And that'll fly out and it'll land pretty deep. The other one is if you're on site or quad. What you want to do is if you're doing a running throw, you don't want to throw it behind this line. You want to throw it right before you get to that line. And you want to throw it aiming over here. So if your teammate's white box, it'll flash behind them and won't blind them. So that'll pop up higher, but not as deep. When bouncing a flash off the wall, if you're behind sandbags, you don't want to come right up against the wall and flash it, because this will fly over to your roof, and if you're aiming up even higher, it'll go even higher. So the problem with that is it goes above mid-roof, and players can see it, go over, and they'll look away. So you want to come up against the sandbag and bounce it off. This way it won't go above mid-roof and it'll land out farther as well. If you're over in the vent area and you need to flash a team onto highway, what you do is come into this corner and just aim right above the little hook on the crane. And that'll flash right over there, killing anyone, blinding anyone left side or the toxic barrels. And if you're over on the right side of mid and your teammate needs a flash, you can just look at the hook and flash. The problem with this one is it does land deeper, so it lands more over there. So this will only get the guy if he's playing toxic rails and not if he's playing over here. If you need to flash your team into mid, you can just come up to this pipe right here and aim at the end of that steel beam and throw. Now the cool thing about this is it'll blind anyone who's playing close and here, that side, or even in this corner. And you'll also get players playing white box, but not so much sandbags. If you're in Z and you need to pop flash out, just come up against here and aim right in line with where this paint kind of scratches off. There's going to be kind of like a line right there. You're going to aim above there, just throw it. It'll bounce off and land out pretty far, so it'll blind anyone coming up here if they don't hear it. If you want to flash your team out to mid from inside garage here, you can just get on top of the box and aim at the top of that line. That'll fly right out. Some other flashes you could do from to mid. One, if you're doing crisscross smokes like that, you could also throw a flash right out with it. If you're just going out mid fast, you could do the first flash just by aiming right above the right side of the red box. This one will land closer, and the second one, what you do is when you're coming off here, you aim it right off the vent. That was a little bad. Aim it right off the vent, and this will bounce out into mid. Coming over to B main, if you suspected they're in checkers and you want to flash off checkers, what you could do is just get into this corner and aim at the left side of this light. This one flashes deep, so it'll blind anyone who's playing checkers and watching Sunroom. If you're getting chased by players pushing into B main, you can just do a run throw off this wall right here and it'll blind anyone pushing. If you want to flash an opper who's playing that angle right there, what you do is just come right up in front of this wall, and there'll be rivets in this wall right here. You just aim to the left of them and do a double throw, a double quick throw. This one will bounce and land right there, blinding anyone playing a close angle with an op. Another way you can blind the same corner is if you line up with this yellow line, look at the top of the second window frame, and do a run throw. This will land right in front of here, and this also makes it easy for your team to line up against this wall and peek out, because the problem with other flashes, if they're right up against this wall, it might hit them and block the flash, so you could also do that one instead. Flashing into B main, it's into B side itself from B main, there's two flashes you could do. You do this one where you just stand right in front of the toxic barrels and aim at the pipes right there. That one will flash a little bit deeper. This other one, you come into this corner and aim at the top of the pipes, and that'll come out pretty close, so it'll give them less time to react to it. Both of them will pretty much get the guy playing headshot, except the deep one lands a little bit lower, but the one that lands close also lands a little bit higher, so it'll get anyone playing checkers. Headshot. If you want to flash a teammate into checkers from Sunroom, you could just come up to this wall right here and aim at the top of this line right by the air duct. This one will go pretty deep, so even if they're playing an angle like this behind box, they'll get blind. And if B-main smoked off like that, your teammate could molly off back checkers, and you could throw this flash at the same time. This will make sure that the guy who's mollied out checkers will be running off and will get fully blind by this flash. If you want to flash B-main as a CT, or even a retake, but this would be a pretty unlikely scenario, you could come up into this corner in tree room and just aim at any one of these parts on the yellow black line. That'll go a little bit more deep, so players are kind of playing the close angle. They won't really see it, but that'll get more people playing over there and a bit in Sunroom. But to blind the close angle, you just come up in the doorway and aim at any one of these two and do a double throw. This will blind close up, so it'll get anyone playing kind of upping this angle. If you want to flash B-main from sight, you come into the corner of this box, aim at the light, throw that flash. Or if you're behind triple box, what you do is just come so you're not visible from B-main, and just throw a flash right on the yellow line. These flashes kind of just blind people in this general area. If you aim a little bit more to the left, you could actually get a bounce off there, and it'll land more in the middle here. If you want to flash checkers from triple box, what you do is you just come right up against the box, take a step back, and aim right at the top line of the box. This will flash in pretty deep, so it's good if they have the smoked off and pushing in here. So if you have a teammate, he could even peek with it if you wanted to. So yeah, that's all. If you're stuck back checkers and you need to flash yourself out, you don't really want to do a bounce flash like this, because they can see it and it's just not that good. So instead, you want to get in the corner and just look at this line. This will go right over, and if you're lucky, it'll be visible in this doorway. Actually, not if you're lucky. If you do it right, it'll be visible in the doorway. So this could be good for an after plant if the bomb's planted like right here. And you just confuse the bomb. You could throw that flash and peek with it. Kind of like this. If you're in back checkers and you want to flash yourself out, what you could do is just come in the corner and look at this line. This will fly over the box instead of bouncing off. If you did it like this, it would bounce off this wall and then bounce off that wall, and it's really visible. This is kind of better if more people are like rounding the corner, but they could also hear it more, so they might react to it differently. This one just has 2 bounces, but the last bounce, it pops pretty much right on it. And the cool thing you can do with the flash that goes over it, it's visible in the doorway, so if the bomb's planted in sight right here, and the CT taps the bomb, you can throw that flash as an after plant flash, and it'll blind the guy if he's looking in your direction, and you can also peek with it. If you want to flash out of vents, what you can do is just line the corner of this vent out with this line in the vent. Have it so this corner blocks that line, and look up at this 3rd one, or 4th one if you count that, down, and this will just fly out and it won't even bounce. hopefully you guys learned something. If you want to see more videos like this on different maps, just hit the subscribe button.